Hi, how's everybody doing? I am excited to tell you about a book that I read. I finished it back in January, the final bits. I have like 10 books going at the moment, and this one took I had about, that much left, and I think in December or maybe even at the end of November, and it took me that long to polish it off. Maybe I didn't want it to end. But the book is Existential Kink by Carolyn Elliott, and it reads, Unmask your shadow and embrace your power. This book is fantastic for doing just that. It's chock full of exercises, examples, stories. There's a juicy story in the beginning, which is an ancient Greek story that sets the tone for the entire book, and it's powerful. It's a powerful aha moment story. So I'll leave that to you to get into if you want to read the book. So there's the work of Byron Katie in there. She cites her. I love Byron Katie. When I was having a really tough time breaking through with understanding my relationship with my mom, I did the work of Byron Katie, and I went to New York to a seminar she had. And this was back in, 2006 or something. So she is fantastic, and I had a major breakthrough with that work at that seminar on the Friday night. It was a weekend seminar. I got it on Friday. I was like gobsmacked. I had this profound experience. She also quotes Carl Jung, and I paused there because I'm like, what are her pronouns? But I don't know, so I'm being old school, but I like that I'm considering it now. Like, I'm just seeing that. So there are so much, like this lesson 4, it has how to get your shit together, deepest fear inventory, how to beat yourself up in the fun way. And so I really like the deepest fear inventory. And what I came away with was that I wasn't very fearful of things. So it's the contrast. It's so beautiful. And here's a quote from Carl Jung. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will rule your life, and you will call it fate. How awesome is that quote? And it's so true that there's so much in the shadow work that I'm experienced that was unconscious. And way back before I understood what going through the shadow work meant, I thought I'm just going to be like this. This is how I am, and no, there's more. There's so much more. And it's gorgeous. It's so gorgeous. There's a bit here that she talks about. It's possible to be angry, sad, disappointed in a turned on way. It's just a matter of giving yourself permission to fully feel the raw sensation that those emotions present, to meet the sensation with your innocence rather than your cynical judgment and stories about what these emotional sensations mean. In other words, it's magically useful to take an aesthetic, imaginative, artistic approach to your life and feelings rather than a dire, moralizing approach. How many times I'm going to speak for myself, I have had these feelings in the beginning when I started working with feelings and thinking about the aspects that come along with doing the work. Maybe I shouldn't be feeling like this. Is this okay to feel like this? I'm angry. I didn't want to be angry. Honestly, I did not want to be angry. So I had that feeling that it was wrong to have anger. And one of my biggest breakthroughs with anger was being angry that Shem passed away. My former beloved Shem passed away 5 years ago, and I didn't give myself permission to get angry. And it wasn't until I think 2 years ago that I was thinking, I'm angry about this, and I got angry and I felt the emotions, and they ran their course. I'm not angry anymore, and so it's really beautiful. And so I like this desire for power. The desire to make others wait is a desire for power. She wrote, folks who don't humble themselves enough to accept that their lust for power is both completely wonderful and utterly unremarkably ordinary tend to either hide and suppress it into nice personas thoroughly laced with passive-aggressive behavior, like always being late, or to mix this basic drive with grandiose resentment and to give it extraneous justifications like, I must rise to power so I can eliminate all the evildoers. I will implement the final solution. So I wrote in the margin 100% extra, but it shows that's what some of that passive aggressiveness that we encounter in people, that's where it stems from, this desire for power. And then where does that come from? And where does that come from? There are so many layers to it. And she dives deep into all of this, and it's gorgeous. And there's so much that I looked at a lot differently, and I was able to see people differently. I mean, it wasn't something, for me personally, it wasn't like this huge awareness or knowing or learning, but it's more, for me, it was more of a tool to use with people. And it's amazing. And I think I did a book club around it, and to hear what other people got out of it was incredible. So I want to share with people here, so that if it resonates with you, you can get a tool and learn some new things and shift perspective about so much of the shadow and befriend it and then integrate it more on a different level with a different perspective. So that's the book, and I hope you get it and get so much out of it. I did, and so did those that were in the book club that I held. Have a wonderful day. Ciao.